This is Edexcel's GCSE Mathematics Practice Test Set 4, Paper 2F. Question 1. Simplify 3 times A times 5 times B. For multiplication, we can do the multiplication in any order that we want. So we're going to do 3 times 5 first, and then do A times B. 3 times 5 is 15, and A times B we can just write as AB, as in algebra we don't use the multiplication signs. So the answer is just 15AB. Question 2. Here is a hexagon. The angles of a hexagon add up to 720 degrees. Work out the size of the angle marked X. Well, this is a calculator paper, so using a calculator, we are going to do 92, add 110, add 133, add 85, add 158, and that should equal 578. And then we need to take that off the 720. So 720, take away 578, gives us 142 degrees. Question 3. The table shows the names of 5 of Jeanette's friends. Jeanette is going to play a team game. She chooses one of the boys and one of the girls to be in her team. Write down all the possible combinations that Janet can choose. So she could choose Dodie first and have Anna with Dodie, or we could choose Dodie and have Michelle with Dodie. We'll then go on to James. James can be with Anna, or he can be with Michelle. And then we could have William with Anna, and we can have William with Michelle. So there are 6 different possibilities. Question 4. What percentage of this shape is shaded? Well, first of all, we need to know how many there are altogether. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is out of 10, and we've got 4 shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 out of 10. Percentage means out of 100. So if we times both of those by 10, we get 40 out of 100, which is 40%. Write your answer to part 1 as a decimal. So to do a percentage as a decimal, we just do 40 and divide by 100, because percent means out of 100, which will give us 0.4. Question 5. Here are some words that can be used to describe the probability of an event happening. Write down the word that best describes the probability that you will win a raffle when 400 tickets have been sold and you have bought 10 of the tickets. Well, you've got 10 chances out of 400, so it's not impossible, but it's unlikely. That you will get a 10 when you roll an ordinary dice. Well, an ordinary dice only goes from 1 to 6, so to get a 10 is impossible. It says, Aisha is making a fair 8-sided spinner. The spinner already has the colours red, white and blue written on it. The probability that the spinner will land on a red will be a half, and the probability that the spinner lands on a blue will be less than the probability of it landing on a white. Complete the spinner. So we've already got 1 red, so we want half of these to be reds. So I'm going to write red on each of these, because the probability of getting a red is a half. So now we've got a half of them being red. It says the probability of getting a white is going to be more than a blue. So we need to have more whites than blues. So if I put a white on here, I've now got 2 whites and 1 blue. But if I put a blue in here, we'd have the same amount of whites and blues. So this needs to be white as well. So there'd be 2 extra whites and 3 extra reds. Question 6. There are 400 counts in a bag. 36% are yellow and 2/5 are blue. The rest are green. Work out how many are green. Well, to work out 36%, we can do 36 divided by 100 times by the 400. We could do this as just 0.36, because we know that 36 divided by 100 is 0.36. Times by 400 gives 144 that are yellow. 2/5 are blue, so we just do divide by the bottom and times by the top, which gives us 160 that are blue. So to get the greens, we just do 400 minus the 144 yellows and minus the 160 blues, and that will give us 96. You'll notice that even though all this has been done on a calculator, I've written everything down that I'm doing on a calculator. That's really, really important. Question 7. The length of a bus is 10 metres. Gajit makes a model of the bus and uses a scale of 1 centimetre is 40 centimetres. Work out the length of the model of the bus. Well, first of all, we need to put this into centimetres. So if we times that by 100, we get that the real bus is 1,000 centimetres. Every 40 centimetres then is going to be 1 centimetre on our model. So if we do 1,000 divided by 40 to find out how many 40s go into it, that would be 25 centimetres for the length of our model bus. So 25 centimetres. Question 8. Usain runs in a race. The graph shows his speed in metres per second during the first 10 seconds of the race. Write down Usain's speed at 2 seconds. So we're on the time axis, we go to the number 2, and very carefully using a ruler, we go up to here and we can see that that is at 9 seconds. It says write down Usain's greatest speed. This is up here where this line is. So we're going to follow this across. Again, really accurately. You can see that's 1 square below 12. Now, every square is with 0.2 because there are only 5 squares per whole one. So that would be 11.8. So 1 square less than 12 is 0.2 less than 12, which is 11.8. Write down the time at which Usain's speed was 7 metres per second. So we go to the speed, we go to 7 metres per second, and we go across and we read off. So again, we go down as accurately as we can, and that is at 1.4 seconds. Question 9. Michael writes down 4 different factors of 60. He adds the 4 factors together and he gets a number between 20 and 35. What 4 factors could he have done? Now there's lots of answers for this, but we're going to start off by writing down the factors of 60. So 1 times 60, 2 times 30, 3 times 20, 4 times 15. Again, you can use a calculator to check these. 5 times 12 and 6 times 10. We've just got 7, 8 and 9 to check, but you'll notice if you use a calculator, they don't go in. So there are lots of different answers we can use, but I'm going to go for 2, 5, 10 and 12, because that gives me 7, 17, 29. It puts me somewhere in the middle there. Question 10. ABCD is a quadrilateral, DCS and PBC are straight lines, and you've got all those angles, but they're written on the diagram for you. It says, calculate the size of the angle marked X, but give reasons for each part of your answer. Now, you've got a big space down here that we can use, but I'd like to annotate it. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I need this angle here, because we've got angles in a triangle. To get that, I need this angle here, and to get that one, I'm going to need this angle here. So, we're going to have to work backwards. So, this one here is a straight line here. So, angles on a straight line up to 180. So, I'm going to do 180 minus 75, which is 105. So this one is 105, and that's because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Okay, once I've got that, I can then work out this one, because we've got a quadrilateral here. So this is a 4-sided shape. This 4-sided shape, this is a 90 degree here because it's got a right angle in it. So if we add those up and take it off 360, we get that that is 97 degrees. And that's because angles in a quadrilateral, try your best with the spelling here, quadrilateral, add up to 360 degrees. This one here then is a straight line again, so we've got 83 degrees for this one, because it's angles on a straight line up to 180. So again, we can write angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Again, always writing in full sentences. And then finally, we can work out that X is 57. Always using a calculator here, because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Okay, I always find it best to annotate the picture, because then that shows exactly what you're using for each part of it. Question 11. Mr. Smith kept a record of the number of absences for each student in his class for one term. Here are his results. Write down the mode. The mode is a number that occurs the most. Now, if you look at these numbers, you need to get them all in order really, but we can see quite easily that there are 3 zeros, so the mode would be 0. Work out the mean. To work out the mean, we add all these up, and these would all add up to, if you're using your calculator, 28. And to work out the mean, you add them all up and divide by how many there are, which is 10. So 28 divided by 10 is 2.8. Again, you'll notice I've written down my working out If you put it in wrong in your calculator and get the wrong answer, you'll get 0. But if you write down your working out, you'll get at least one of the 2 marks. Question 12. You can use this rule to work out the total cost in pounds of hiring a pressure washer. Multiply the number of days by 5.4 and then add 15. Ali hires a pressure washer, the total cost is £52.80. Work out how many days he's hired it for. So, if it's £52.80 that is paid, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off that £15. So, where it says add on 15, we're going to take that off and then we're going to divide by 5.4. So, we're going to do the opposite of this in reverse order. And if you put that into your calculator, you will get 7. It's really important you put these brackets around here, otherwise it will do 15 divided by 5.4 and take that off. Okay, so make sure you put those brackets when you've got your calculator. You need to work out the answer to this bit first. Ben hires a pressure washer for Y days and the total cost is C pounds. Write down the formula. So the cost, C, is going to be equal to the number of days, which is Y, times by 5.4. So we put 5.4 in front, then add on 15. So it's C equals 5.4Y plus 15. Question 13. Mary works in a maternity unit and she weighs babies. The table shows some weights of in both pounds and kilograms. Use this table to draw a conversion graph. So, we know that no pounds is going to be no kilograms, because if something doesn't weigh anything, it's going to be 0 on both of them. Now we can plot every single one of these, but I'm just going to plot the easiest one, which I think is 511, because there's no decimals in there. So it says that 11 pounds, so we go to, on the pounds one, we go to 11, is 5 kilograms. So we're going to go up to 5 kilograms as accurately as you can. So just check that, I've just gone 1 square too far. And then with a ruler, we're going to go all the way through that as accurately as you possibly can. It says change 10 pounds to kilograms. So if we go to 10 on the pounds, go up and across, you will get, should be at 4.6 the answer. Mine is just a little bit out because I didn't use a ruler. But the answer should be 4.6. It says change 6.5 kilograms to pounds. So 6.5 kilograms is right in the middle here. Again, we're going to go all the way across using a ruler and down, and you should get 14.4 pounds. Okay, do that as accurately as you can. You can see I'm just a little bit out here. You've got to use a ruler and get through that as best you possibly can. Question 14. George is going to buy exactly 10 ink cartridges. Find the difference, so this is really important, in cost between the cheapest way and the most expensive way to buy the 10. Well, we can see that if we buy 3 of these, 3 lots of 9 is £27. So this is going to be more than £27. So these are obviously cheaper to buy. So the cheapest way is going to buy 3 lots of 3, so 3 lots of £24.30, and then just buy 1 cartridge on its own, which is £9.39. Again, I'm writing down everything that I put into my calculator, which would be £82.29. The most expensive way would just be to buy 10 of these. So 10 lots of £9.39 is £93.90. Again, writing down everything that I've done. So the difference would be £93.90, take away £82.29, which is £11.61. Question 15. Henry and Ray buy some flowers for their mother. They buy 3 bunches of roses at £6.99 and 1 bunch of roses and 2 bunches of tulips for £4.45. Work out the cost of 1 bunch of tulips. Well, first of all, we can use this one just to work out the bunch of roses. So £6.99 divided by 3 is £2.33 per bunch. So each bunch of roses is £2.33. So looking at the second lot, we've got £4.45. Take off the £2.33 for the bunch of roses, which is £2.12. Again, all this on a calculator. And then that is for the 2 bunch of tulips. So we do £2.12 divided by 2 to get 1 bunch, which is £1.06. Henry and Ray share the total cost of £11.44 in the ratio of 5 to 3. Work out how much Henry and Ray pays. So £11.44 and 5 to 3 is in 8 parts. So we need to divide that by 8, which gives me £1.43 per part. So Ray has 5 parts. Sorry, Henry has 5 parts because he's first. So 5 lots of £1.43, which is £7.15. And then Ray pays 3 lots. So 3 lots of £1.43, which gives me £4.29. Question 16. Brian wants to go on holiday. He's going to take out a loan for £500 to help pay for the holiday. Brian will pay back £500 plus 20% interest over 12 months. He will pay back the same amount of money each month. How much will he pay back each month? Well, to increase something by 20%, we want the original whole one and we want the extra 20%. So that's 1.2 as a multiplier. Times by 500 gives me £600. So he needs to pay back £600. Now you could have done that by working out 10%, which is 50, doubling that, which is 100, and adding it on. So that'll give you 600. That's the exact same way, but using a multiplier is much easier with a calculator. And then he's going to pay back in 12 equal payments. So 600 divided by 12 is £50 per month. So he's going to pay back £50 per month. Question 17. Calculate the length of AC and give your answer to 3 significant figures. Well, this is a right angled triangle, so we're going to use Pythagoras. Okay, Pythagoras says that the hypotenuse squared, so 18.6 squared, is equal to the other two sides squared and added together. I'm going to call it x. So to work out x, we need to take the 7.2 squared off, the 18.6 squared, and square root it. So you can put that into calculator all in one, which gives you 17.1499 going on. Alright, we want 3 significant figures, so that would be 17.1. Question 18. Chris has 2 children, Beth and Amy. Beth is 10 years older than Amy, and Chris says, I'm twice as old as the sum of Beth's age and Amy's age. Chris is 40. How old is Amy? Well, first of all, if we say that Amy is X years old, because that's the one we're trying to work out, Beth is 10 years older, so that will be X plus 10. And if we add those two together, X plus 10, and times that by 2, because that means that's what twice as old means, that will give us Chris's age, which is 40. So in here, we've got 2x plus 10, and if we times that by 2, we get 4x plus 20 equals Chris's age. So we take the 20 off, which gives us 4x is 20, and then we divide by 4, so 20 divided by 4 is 5. So x is 5, and that's what we said Amy was, so Amy would be 5 years old. Question 19. A shop sells tins of beans in 3 different sizes. Kathy wants to buy exactly 750 grams of beans, and she wants to buy all the beans as cheap as possible. Work out the cheapest possible way of doing this. So there are quite a few ways of doing it. So we could do a 300 gram plus 300 gram plus 150 grams, so that adds up to 750, which would be 80p plus 80p plus 35p, which is £1.95. We could do a 200 gram plus a 200 gram plus a 200 gram, that's 600, plus another 150. So again, that would give us 45 plus 45 plus 45 plus 35, which is £1.70. Or we could just do 150 5 times, so 5 lots of 150 grams. So that will give us, so 5 lots of the 150, 35p each. 5 lots of 35p is £1.75. So you can see that the cheapest way is to get £1.70 for 300 grams tins and 150 gram tin. It's really important you don't just dive in and just do one of those. You've got to check every single price, alright? And then you've got to make it clear which one is cheapest. So 3 lots of 200 grams plus 1 lot of 150 grams is cheapest at £1.70. Question 20. It says Joe and Anne buy some fruit from the same shop. Joe buys 4 apples and 3 bananas, and Anne buys 3 apples and 4 bananas for those prices. Work out the price of an apple and a banana. This is actually simultaneous equations, so we've got 4 apples and 3 bananas cost £2.50. I'm going to get rid of the decimal, so 250p. The answer is also in pence, so it's better to put it into pence now. Or 3 apples and 4 bananas equal 240p. Now, we need to multiply these up to get the same amount of apples or bananas. So I'm going to times this one by 4 and times this one by 3, because that will give us 12 apples in each. This one would end up being the biggest one, so I'm going to do this one first, okay? So if I multiply this one first, I'd end up with 12 A's plus 16 B's equal 960. I'm then going to do this one, so times that by 3, I get 12 apples plus 9 bananas equals 750 pence. Take those away from each other, the apples disappear, so we've got 0 apples, we have got 7 bananas, and that would equal £2.10 or 210p. So we divide by 7, 210 divided by 7 is 30p for a banana. So bananas are 30 pence each. Once we've got that, we need to substitute that in to one of these. So I've chosen to put it into the first one. So 4 apples plus 3 bananas, which are 30 pence each, is £2.50. So 4 apples plus that 90p is £2.50. So 4 apples, take that 90p off, must be £1.60. So an apple, divide that by 4, must be 40 pence. Question 21. It says a set of numbers consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So this just means a set of numbers. It says A is the even numbers and B is the multiples of multiples of 3. List the members of set B. So we're after all the multiples of 3. So in here we've got a 3, a 6 and 9. So the multiples of 3 are 3, 6 and 9 in our set. It says find the union, so this means the union of A and B. So this means where you've got the same numbers in A and B. So the numbers in A are all the even numbers, so 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. And the numbers in B are 3, 6 and 9. So you can see that the only number that's in both is the number 6. So union means the number that's in both. So the answer is just 6. Apologies, sorry. The union is the one that's in all of them. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 and 10. That's the numbers that's in all of them. This one means the intersection, which is the numbers that's just in both. So the number that's just in both is the number 6. So the union means the number that's in both A and B, so that's all of these numbers. And the upside down n means the intersection, which means the one that's just in both. So that's the 6. You can do that in a Venn diagram as well. It says X is a member of our set. So X is a member of B, so this means that it is in B and it's not in A. So the only number that is in B and isn't in A, and is in A is 6. So the numbers that it could be are 3 and 9. So the numbers that it could be, because it's not in A, must be 3 and 9, because it is in B, so 3 is in B, 9 is in B, but because 6 is in A, we can't have 6, so it's 3 or 9. Question 22. Neville saw this car for sale. He got a discount of 25% off the price of the car and paid £7,200. Work out the price of the car. Now a lot of people will just work out 25% of this and add that back on again. But 25% of this is going to be a lot less than 25% of what the car was originally. So we don't actually know what the car was originally, so we're going to call that X. And if we did know what it was, we'd multiply that by 0.75, so, or 75% of it. So that's 25% off 100%, so 75%. And that would give us the price of the car, 7,200. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we divide both sides by 0.75. We'll get the original price of the car, which is £9,600. Question 23. Keith, Ben and Liz tested a coin to find out if it was biased. They each threw the coin a number of times and they counted the number of heads and tails they got. The table shows this information. Which person, Keith, Ben or Liz, will have the best estimate for the probability of getting the heads? Must explain your answer. So Keith did it 40 times, if you add those two together. Ben did it 100 times and Liz did it 300 times. So you can see that Liz will have the better estimate as she did the experiment more times. So the more you do it, the closer you're going to get to what actually should happen. It says using all of the results, so it's really important to use all of the results in the table to work out an estimate for the probability that the next coin will be on heads. So if we add up how many times they each did it, so that would be 340 times in total, and how many times we got a head, so we add all these up, there's 103. The estimate for the landing on heads will be 103 out of 340, and that won't cancel down.